Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Another week has gone by, so now I'm 8 weeks into my fat loss journey. As per usual, just want to bring another week's fat loss update to you guys. But before I reveal my weekly progress, I would greatly appreciate if you guys can just like this video and subscribe to my channel. It would mean a great deal to me as a small YouTube fitness creator. Thank you very much for your support. Alright, now I'm done with self-promotion. Let me first just put out a table there for you guys to reference in relation to what I've done in this week. And we will start from last Sunday. So as you guys can see in the table, on last Sunday I did my morning weigh-in and the result was 82.5 kilos. And I did 2 sessions of cardio training on last Sunday. But prior to that, on last Saturday, I trained in the gym at night and I did 3 sets of hack squat. As you guys know, generally, once I finished my hack squat, my quads were going to be suffering for quite a few days. And I think I particularly mentioned this quad recovery being very sluggish, this kind of situation, in my week 6 fat loss update video. And what I can say this week was, yes, I did 3 sets of hack squat, but on last Sunday, my quads were definitely much better recovered compared to my week 6 situation. Sorry for that. Although they were better recovered, one thing for sure is that my quads were definitely not entirely fresh. So it's still going to take a few more days than just only one day. But another thing I used to measure my quad recovery was the cardio training performance. So normally I can burn about 960 calories in 1 hour when I'm doing my cardio on the elliptical, as you guys can see in the background. If there's going to be a significant performance dip while I'm doing the cardio training, then there's generally a good indicator that my quads were not in good recovery, so to speak. And what happened on last Sunday was that there was no significant performance dip while I was doing my 2 sessions of cardio. So it was a good indicator that my quads were in better recovery mode this time, so to speak. So that's what's happened on last Sunday. Let's fast forward to this Monday. This Monday morning, I woke up and the legs, they were still sort of like sluggish. So better recovery, but still not entirely recovered. And what the point I want to make here is that if I compare the recovery to the bulking phase as I was a few months ago, what I want to say is that in a less cardio volume and sufficient caloric environment, by saying that I mean less cardio. When I was bulking, I was only doing 4 to 5 hours of cardio training per week. Now I'm doing more than generally on average more than 8 hours per week. So that's the comparison. So in a less cardio volume, 4 to 5 hours per week, and in a sufficient caloric environment, obviously bulking, my legs can fully recover and be prepared for training in 2 days' time. So during bulking phase, my legs can train once every other day. But now it is almost impossible for me to do that because obviously I have increased my cardio and I have decreased my caloric consumption. So yes, now for me, I probably can only train my legs once every 3 days or 4 days even. So it's definitely less frequency compared to when I was in the bulking mode. But luckily, my leg size has not shrunk so much, and I'm very proud of the leg size I still maintain. And I think I did particularly measured my leg size. It's still 66 centimeters. I have to be very specific here. So my leg size is still 66 centimeters. Or if you guys are using the imperial system, that's 26 inches. So I think that's probably still quite big legs, so to speak, despite I've done like so much cardio so far. So once again, I don't think cardio is going to kill your gains. Anyway, that's what happened on Monday. Let's fast forward to this Tuesday. A Tuesday morning, I was supposed to do the morning cardio, but ended up not doing it because once again, my sleep was not very good. Have to be honest with you guys, my sleep hasn't been very good for a very, very long time, and probably because now I'm in a caloric deficit environment, it has further exacerbated this kind of situation. And okay, another thing I want to mention on Tuesday was that my legs, I can say that they were almost recovered, but still not yet. That's probably the best description I can put to my leg recovery. So like almost, but still not fully recovered. And another thing happened on Tuesday was I only ate one major meal and drank 2 glasses of milk before my weight training. And that means that I have missed one side meal. I have missed one side meal. Generally, generally I would eat three now only 2 main meals, only 2 main meals and 2 side meals. But on this Tuesday, I only had I only had one main meal and one side meal before the weight training. But still, I train at night in the gym and still maintain my training intensity. So I think that your body is really much more resilient than what you give credit for. And on many occasions, it's probably your mind that gives up way before your body does. Just like what happened on this Tuesday. I missed one side meal, but I can still keep my training intensity in the gym at night. And I'm pretty sure that even if I miss another side meal, like for example, I didn't drink 2 glasses of milk in the morning on Tuesday and only ate one main meal before training, I'm pretty sure that I can still train very hard in the gym at night. So yes, your body is really much more resilient than what you give it credit for. So anyway, that's what happened on Tuesday. And let's fast forward to this Wednesday. This Wednesday, let me have a look at my notes here. Okay, obviously I train the gym at night, and because I do it in a full body split style, so it does include some leg training. So my notes were saying that on Wednesday that my legs were feeling just fine, still not fully recovered because I just trained it last night. Uh, okay, now according to my notes, I did 3 sets of pendulum squats on Tuesday night. Something I want to mention here is that okay, obviously there are different squat machines in the gym that I go to train. So there's a hack squat machine, there's a pendulum squat machine, and there's another belt squat machine. Obviously, you can do squats on 3 different machines, but these 3 different machines, they sort of target your quads from different angle, and the recovery demand these 3 machines require, as they're very different. That's probably what I want to say. Generally speaking, hack squat is going to demand most recovery, and after that is going to be the pendulum squat, and after that is going to be the belt squat. So the belt squat is probably the machine that requires like this amount of recovery. And that's just my personal feeling. But anyway, this time, so on Tuesday, I did 3 sets of pendulum squat, and obviously, it's less recovery demand compared to 3 sets of hack squat, but still some recovery it requires, so to speak. That's why on Wednesday my legs were not feeling like entirely fully recovered, and I did another session of cardio training on Wednesday night, and once again there was no performance dip when I was doing my cardio training. So that's a good indicator that my legs were on track. On track. Let's put it this way: on track in terms of recovery. And Okay, that's what happened on Wednesday. Let's fast forward to this Thursday. Something interesting happened this Thursday, as you can see in the table. Thursday morning, I finally did another time of morning weigh-in. I missed my morning weigh-in for 3 days in a row. So Thursday, I had to do my morning weigh-in, and this time there was an 0.2 kilo weight increase compared to last Sunday's morning weigh-in result, despite I've done 4 hours of cardio so far. So once again, this is another round of weight stagnation. And okay, I've experienced this weight stagnation so many times. And although I keep telling you guys that I'm not so worried about my weight stagnation, but still, every time when it occurs, you just don't feel very, you just don't feel very good about this kind of thing, because well, you have put so much effort into this fat loss, but it's still not realized. So it's still somehow disappointed, although not so worried. And okay, so I did my morning cardio on Thursday, and this time I did it in 60 minutes straight style. Generally, I would take a break at the 40-minute mark to just change my clothing and give myself a rest and just ingest some fluid. But this morning, 60 minutes straight, and is easy as a breeze again. So that's what happened on Thursday morning, and that's also another good indicator to tell me that now on Thursday morning my legs were finally fully recovered. So now I'm confident to say that because I trained my legs quite hard on Tuesday night, and on this Thursday morning my legs already fully recovered. So the recovery only took less than 2 days for this time. Once again, it's a good example to show you guys that just in terms of recovery, the pendulum squat does require less recovery compared to hack squat. So my Thursday morning experience is the best evidence to support that. And also I did another session of my cardio training on Thursday night, and I want to particularly mention that the second session, a cardio training at night, I finished this session under 30 degrees Celsius environment. Now, it's 30 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. 30 degrees Fahrenheit is probably not hot enough, but 30 degrees Celsius, okay, that's hot as hell. Normally, when it's so hot, you don't want to do any training, okay? But still, I finished one session of cardio training under 30 degrees Celsius environment, because you want something happen, you have to put in hard work. And what I believe is that excellence requires hard work and discipline. So if I want to still push forward in terms of my fat loss progress, I have to put in hard work. So although it was hot as hell on Thursday night, I still have to do 1 hour of cardio training. So yes, that's what's happened on Thursday. And let's fast forward to this Friday. Friday morning, I did another morning weigh-in, and this time 82.5 kilos. Okay, what does that tell me? That tells me that my weight was exactly the same weight as the morning weigh-in result on last Sunday, despite I've done 6 hours of cardio so far. So mathematically, if we do calories in, calories out, that does not make any sense at all, because I've created such a big caloric deficit, but still nothing happened. Okay, at this point, I was thinking that, okay, week 8, this might be the first legitimate fat loss plateau I've ever encountered so far. You know, I keep talking about I have plateaued on my fat loss journey in quite a few videos I've done previously, but this time it could be like legitimately the first fat loss plateau I've ever encountered, because 6 hours of cardio and still the same weight. Okay, that definitely can be considered as a plateau. But anyway, as usual, on Friday night, I trained myself in the gym, and this time I did 3 sets of hack squat. Now, bear in mind, I just told you guys that in terms of recovery demand, that the hack squat is going to demand the most recovery compared to the belt squat and the pendulum squat. And I did 3 sets of hack squat just on Friday night. And just be interested to see how my quads were going to recover in the next few days. And as usual, once I finished my weight training on Friday night, I made sure that I ate a big meal, a big dinner on Friday night. So what happened this Saturday morning? Okay, I jump on the scale again, and this morning the weigh-in result was 81.7 kilos. Okay, 0.8 kilos weight drop. And something else happened on this Saturday morning was that I actually did another hour of cardio in the morning, and this time my quads were feeling completely fine. Now, this is probably the first time I've ever experienced this kind of very, very fast quad recovery, because I just did 3 sets of hack squat last night, and this morning my quads were fine. That's probably another example to tell you guys that okay, once again, your body is much more resilient. So whatever torture you throw at your body, once your body has experienced it rounds and rounds enough, it is going to adapt. So because I've exposed my body to this kind of a hack squat training for quite a few weeks. So now this time my body is much quicker at adapting to this kind of a harsh situation. So this morning my quads were completely fine while I was doing my cardio, and yes, that's what's happened on this morning. So all in all, the entire result of my week 8, the entire result of this week's fat loss progress, it's only revealed again on the last day. But this is not the first time I experienced this kind of a last day. Finally, the weight loss result finally revealed, because I've experienced this in week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. Now it is week 8. So it is the 5th time as I've experienced this kind of a similar situation. No surprise at all. So just another round for me to prove to you guys that you just have to put in the hard work, and believe that in the end your hard work is not going to go unnoticed. So this is just another week to prove to you guys that you have to believe in this kind of hard work will not go unnoticed. So that's what happened in week 8. And something else I also want to talk in this video is probably some of you guys are going to wonder, like, what's the point of keep doing this boring and even monotonous weekly fat loss update? It seems like fat loss should be fairly easy, and there's nothing really new and worthy to talk about when it comes to fat loss. It's just calories in, calories out. Once you create a caloric deficit, then everything should be just said and done, right? Well, what I want to say is that, yes, I do recognize that in terms of all the basics, fat loss is probably the easiest thing for everyone to do. Like, yes, what you have to do is just eat less calories and do more exercises to burn more calories. But still, in the end, you guys still want to see like a real case, a real application of fat loss. And I think that's one reason I'm still keeping doing this weekly fat loss update to you guys, because actually I don't consider myself to be a fitness influencer as per many other YouTube online personalities. Let's put it this way. So many other people, they they're either like personal trainers or just coaches. Okay, training is what they do, but training is not my job. It's not my job. I have a real job, and it's actually it's actually a 45-hour weekly job. So I do have a job, and this is just for me to show you guys that okay, even you have a job, you probably can still do the fat loss. It's not going to be as easy as it's going to be presented to you, like from many other channels. Even for me, like I put in my best effort. Still now, week 8, for me to keep losing 1 kilo of body weight week after week is getting harder and harder. So yes, just want to show you guys the real side of, if you want to go on fat loss journey, just be expected that it's not going to be a smooth sail from the beginning to the end. It's going to get harder and harder, and you have to be prepared for that. So what you have to experience in the first few weeks, they're not going to be directly translated into like what's going to happen in like week 5, week 8, week 10, week 15. So definitely just prepare for the situation to get more and more difficult. And another point I want to mention is like, okay, let me just pull out an old cliche to as okay, as a point okay, so to say, okay, so why I still keep doing this kind of weekly update. You know what people say, the devil is in the detail. The devil is in the detail. So if you zoom out of my fat loss journey and just look at in terms of a weekly progress, you're going to think that, gee, there's really nothing to talk about, because seems like you're able to lose roughly around about 1 kilo every week. So there's nothing new. There's nothing worthy for you to talk about. Okay, but once if you zoom in, you're going to know that every week what has happened is definitely there's big fluctuations. And last point for me to talk about in every video. So I don't just talk about like the weekly progress. Yes, the progress is going to be reflected like on a weekly basis, but I keep talking about like how my daily feelings were fluctuating and how my morning weigh-ins were fluctuating, sometimes even like rebound, and sometimes stagnation, and sometimes only revealed on the last day. These are sort of the details that you are not going to learn if you just have like a bird's view from a very, very long distance. If you look at things from a very, very long distance, then there are a lot of details you're going to miss in the end. And it's all those details that are going to matter when you go on your own fat loss journey. So I just want to use myself as an example to show you guys that yes, okay, there are a lot of things you can learn from my fat loss journey, just in terms of okay, the difficulty I've experienced, and also how hard it is for me to keep pushing on this kind of high weekly cardio volume. And also just my daily feelings, they definitely can fluctuate. Sometimes I can be in a good mood, and doing training is easy for me. But sometimes you just feel tired and you don't want to do it. And even on some days that I was supposed to do my cardio training, but I was too tired. I just couldn't do it. So even like on basic level, fat loss is easy, but there's so many variables that can interfere with your fat loss journey, and it is all those variables that you probably have to pay attention to in order to make sure that your fat loss journey can be as smooth sailing as you imagine from the very beginning. So what I can tell you is that okay, so when I compare what I'm feeling now to the very beginning, so 8 weeks ago when I embarked on this journey, there are a lot of things there were a lot of things that I wasn't expecting from the very beginning. For example, I was thinking that if I drop from 90 kilos, so when I first started, my weight was 90 kilos. When I first started, I thought if I drop my weight from 90 kilos to 80 kilos, then I should be shredded and all that. But now, so at this point, at 81.7 kilos, I've definitely realized that, okay, I definitely have got a few more kilos to lose in order for me to be like really shredded. 80 kilos is probably not going to cut it. And also many other things is that, okay, it's also the let me think about it. It's also like in terms of the effort you have put into for your fat loss. Like at the very beginning, I think it should be easy for me to lose 1 kilo week after week after week. But okay, definitely now it's getting harder. Even I'm doing like tons of cardio every week. So yes, there are a lot of things that you probably can only discover for yourself once you go deep enough into the journey. And something else I also want to say about the point of doing this weekly fat loss update to you guys is that you know that on a daily basis you can have so many fleeting thoughts and fleeting experiences, like those things, the fleeting thoughts and experiences you probably consider as trivial if you once again zoom out and look at it on a weekly basis. But still, I think that all those fleeting thoughts and experiences are still very valuable. That's why once you start journaling your whatever journey you're going to embark on, the fleeting thoughts and experiences are going to be very good reference points for you to compile your thoughts and experiences and systemize your thoughts and experiences in future. And that's why I think even those thoughts and experiences can be fleeting on a daily basis, they are not entirely boring and monotonous. And that's why I still want to keep doing this weekly fat loss update to you guys. And judging by how I go, I'm confident to say that I got probably quite a few more weeks to go on this fat loss, and probably even a few more months. A few more months depends on how lean I want myself to be. But anyway, that's what I want to talk about my week 8 fat loss update. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and once again, please give a like and subscribe to my channel. And all right, that's all I want to say in this video, and I will see you guys in another week's time. But before I close this video, and let me just make another prediction for my week 9's fat loss, because in terms of a prediction, I think I was finally spot on my weekly weight loss prediction. In the last video, I made the prediction that my weekly fat loss progress was 0.8 kilos. So week 8, bang on, exactly 0.8 kilos. So in terms of next week's fat loss, I'm going to predict that I should be able to lose, let me be conservative this time, 0.6 kilos. Let's put a flag there and see what's going to happen in a week's time. All right, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in another week's time.